In today's video, why you should stop running if you want to optimize your testosterone levels. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I got a great question from a subscriber who was curious about basically getting their body composition better. So what I'd really like to do is discuss kind of the ins and outs of how you should approach your training, your nutrition, and your cardio if you want to optimize your physique for muscle and low body fat, because there's a lot of confusion out there. And so I'm going to talk a lot today about endurance style of training. And so what I want people to understand is that I'm not anti-endurance training. What I'm going to talk about is my own experience, how I coach my athletes, and also what some of the research shows, which is pretty compelling, around what type of cardiovascular exercise to do if you want to optimize the most muscle and the least amount of body fat that you can have, because that's what I love to do here. You know, I've been a competitive bodybuilder for the last decade or so, and even before that, I was a gym bro trying to lift weights, put on muscle, lose body fat. And so I spent a lot of time, energy, education, and learning how to do that, and I want to share that with you. First, let me read you the question, and then we'll address it. I'm 20 years old, and I always loved long distance running. For years, I was maintaining with 1,500 to 2,000 calories at 140 pounds, 5'8". 4 months ago, I decided to go on a reverse diet and weightlifting because I was feeling cold and food obsessed all the time. I've gained 30 pounds during this 4 months, which is more fat than I am comfortable with, but I am still food obsessed and hungry most of the time. Do you think I should do a mini cut? I'm currently eating 2,200 to 2,300 calories, but I've cut down my running from 90 minutes a day to 40 minutes a day. So my friend Dr. Campbell over at USF recently posted some research that exactly correlates to this. It actually showed that in two groups of men, one who were sedentary, people we would consider couch potatoes. The other was a group of endurance athletes, long distance runners. And they found that the group of long distance runners, despite the fact that they were obviously in a much better body composition, as far as, being low fat, had a 40% less testosterone than the men who were sedentary. So this brings up many questions. And again, I want to go on the record as saying, I'm not against endurance running, but you have to understand that our bodies adapt to what stress we put them under. If you want to be the best endurance runner possible, well then absolutely you need to do some running. However, if you want to have the most muscle and the least fat possible, your strategy might need to change. So that tells us that the adaptations that are associated with endurance training, you're doing 40 minutes, you used to be doing 90 minutes. To be the best you can possibly be at that, you don't need to carry a lot of lean body mass. So I'm going to help you lose body fat by simply suggesting that you augment your already current training schedule by adding some walking. I've documented it here on my channel, but I've talked about it quite a bit as well. And I don't do any type of running. I documented in 2018, the last time I competed in a bodybuilding competition and got absolutely, stage lean, actually won. All I did was walk. Now, you can vary the intensity of walking by using an incline treadmill, but you can use other devices as well. You can use ellipticals and arc trainers, okay? The idea is that we're not causing adaptations to the cardiovascular exercise we're doing. It's low intensity enough walking that there's not gonna be any adaptations to that. You want the adaptations that you get from the gym. So now I wanna talk to you a little bit about what you should be doing to optimize your testosterone levels. The 5 things that I feel are really going to be the most beneficial for you in this journey to lose this body fat, but also keep this muscle and keep your testosterone levels in the best place possible. So first things first, when it comes to naturally increasing our testosterone levels, I'm going to give you my first tip, but it's something you already know, especially if you're watching this channel. Exercise, lift weights. Resistance training has so many positive associations with testosterone levels that, including 3 to 5 exercise sessions per week of resistance training, it's going to do us wonders as far as building lean body mass and also putting us in a position to have higher natural testosterone. My second suggestion actually just plays right off of that, and that is to supplement with caffeine and creatine. Why would we want to supplement with caffeine? Well, caffeine and creatine have both been shown in research and in application. Believe me, I use a lot of caffeine in my pre-workouts, and definitely have been using creatine for decades now to increase our training. And if you improve your training, well, you're gonna have more lean body mass, and there's gonna be some positive associations there with having a little more testosterone. When it comes to number 3, I wanna focus on nutrition. And the first thing I wanna focus on is balance, okay? Because there is a value to all 3 macronutrients: protein, fats, and carbs. I know a lot of times either fats or carbs get demonized, okay? We all know the value of protein. It's the building block of muscle. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to go all through the process of starting an exercise and diet routine, making sure you're getting caffeine and creatine if you're not actually taking in enough protein to build muscle. But what about fats? I know a lot of times fats get demonized, and there's a reason there. They are 9 calories per gram, which is more than double protein and carbs, right? But what's the value of fats? Well, fats, nutritional fats, actually start the cascade of hormone production, okay? So you do need to take in some good fats in your diet. So doing a no-fat diet is going to be a short-term way to end up in a bad place. Also, 0 carbohydrate diets. Now, keto is not 0 carbohydrates. Keto is just very low carbohydrates, usually 5% or less. But when it comes to carbohydrates, there's actually some very good research that shows carbohydrates are gonna help us with our training, our performance, and our recovery, which are all key elements in making sure that we're increasing our testosterone. My 4th tip for increasing testosterone and working towards your fat loss goals is probably something that I pay more attention to now with my clients than I ever have, as well as myself. And that is simply, what does your sleep look like? We live in a time when so easy it is to get on your phone, be on the computer, be on the television. There's so much entertainment going on that we can just, sleep can become an issue, right? You can be overworked and undersleeping, and to the point where you're just not really getting the benefit of all your hard work, okay? So I promise you, sleep should be on the same level as nutrition and training when it comes to putting you in an optimal place for your ability to put on muscle and stay lean. So the final one is really just gonna be something that's, it's another basic element, and I don't think people take enough into it, and that's sunlight, or getting enough vitamin D. And if you live in a place where sunlight is very low, there's been some cool research that has shown just how valuable getting vitamin D can be for helping you with your testosterone levels. So again, if your goal is to lose a little bit of body fat and you're running 40 minutes a day right now and you entered a lifting program, I think that's all very remarkable stuff, and I think you're doing absolutely the right things. If your calories are in the 2200 to 2300 range and you want to lose a little bit of the body fat, I would suggest starting off by simply maybe bringing the calories down to say 2000, not adding any running to what you're doing. Maybe instead of running 40 minutes every day, you run 40 minutes every other day. And on the days when you're not running, you walk for 60 minutes, okay? Ends up being a little bit more time, but I promise you it's a lot less stress and a lot more easy to recover from, okay? And this is what kind of optimizing our physiques is about. It's about finding the best pathway. And these small little things that you might think are kind of minute, getting enough protein, getting enough sleep, adding in some pre-workout caffeine, making sure you're not running yourself into the ground literally with endurance training, you'll start to notice slight improvements. Your strength will be up. You'll just feel a little bit harder. You might notice a little bit of fat loss on the lower abdomen. And these are the changes that we're looking for. As a coach, I'm looking for these changes every single week, okay? And you don't want to be too hard on yourself. I would start tracking your progress and looking at things week by week. Okay, am I seeing the changes I want to see? And if you're not, trust your own data, trust your own instincts, and adjust when necessary. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you guys are having an awesome Monday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.